In this video, we're going to review fractions and as well as mixed numbers. If you recall from middle school, probably where you dealt when you were first introduced about fractions, fractions are parts of a whole, and we write the parts in the numerator, and we write the whole, the total number of total parts in the whole in the bottom, right? Mixed number is just a whole number plus parts of a whole. So I may have 3 wholes, and then I have 2 parts out of the whole. And when I divide the whole by 3 parts, so 3 2/3 is a mixed number. Let's see how we get into the details. Here is a graphic description of fractions. Notice that the blue one right here, this is my 1 whole. And then all the other colors, the brown is splitting the 1 whole and only taking 1 out of the 2 parts. So in that 1/2, the 1 is the parts and the whole is being split into 2 parts. Okay, so it's how many parts out of the total number of parts that makes up the whole is the fraction. So 1/9 right here, again, it's being split into 9 parts. 1 is being split into 9 parts, and I'm only taking 1 out of the 9 parts that I split. And another concept I want you to pay attention to, notice that the 1 can be rewritten as 2/2. In other words, I split the 1 into 2 parts. But if I take 2 parts out of the 2 parts, didn't I take the whole 1? So that's what 2/2 means. Same thing with 3/3. Same thing with 4/4. And same thing with 25/25. Whatever the numbers are, as long as the numerator and the denominator equal each other, it represents all of these, represents a ginormous 1. When the numerator and the denominator are the same, it's 1. Okay? Here is a graphic description of whole. So if I look at this, if I take this whole box as 1, but I'm splitting, okay, let's do this first. So this is 1, this is 1, and then this 3 parts out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for this one, I'm splitting the 1 into 8 parts, but I'm only taking 3 parts. So if I add them together, I have 1 plus 1 is 2. So I have 2 3/8, and that's a mixed number. Okay? I'm going to change the color of my pen to red. I want you to use another way to express the same quantity of 2 3/8. Notice in this one, didn't I have 8? I split it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. But since I'm taking all 8s, 8/8, 8/8 is 1, right? For the same reason, I can rewrite this one into 8/8. Okay? And then over here, as I said, I have 3/8. So if I add them together, in addition, we keep the denominator the same, and then I add 8 plus 8 plus 3. I eventually should have 19/8. Notice here, I have an improper fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. When the numerator is greater than the denominator, it can be rewritten into a mixed number. And it also means that my total quantity is greater than 1. In this case, my total quantity is slightly greater than 2. Okay, so that's the blue bars. Let's look at this orange one. This is even more straightforward. Here we've got 1, We've got 1, we've got 1, we've got 1. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that 1 was split into 5 pieces in total, but I only took 3. So in total, if I add them together, I should have 4 and 3/5. And again, if I want to rewrite it into improper fraction, I have to choose, this is the magic number, I have to choose the denominator being 5 because I can only do additions in fraction when the denominators are the same. So let me go back to black ink. I have to rewrite this into 5 over 5, 5/5, 5/5, and then the last one is 3/5. So if I add them together, I keep the denominator. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 fives. So 4, 5 is 20. 20 plus 3, I have 23. So these two numbers are exactly the same. It's just different ways of writing the same number. In high school and higher level math that you're going to encounter in college, improper fractions is totally legal. Okay, I want to say that again. Improper fractions is totally legal. In fact, it's almost preferred that we deal with improper fraction because A, we avoid to convert it back and forth, and B, in higher level math, you constantly are using numbers to do calculations. When you have improper fractions, you're dealing with, very often is seen that you're dealing with two whole numbers and to manipulate them rather than converting them back and forth. It makes the calculation much easier. So here's some more practice without pictures. Write an improper fraction as a mixed number. So as we said that this improper fraction here is 17 over 6. This is going backwards a little. So to go from improper fraction to a mixed number, we know 17 is greater than 6, so there must be a whole number in there. So we just keep taking 6 out of it. So if we are taking 1 6 out of 17, I still have 11. I can have another 6 in there, and then now I have 5. Okay, in other words, I just rewrote 17 with as many 6 as possible and whatever the remainders are. And then after that, I can split this fraction, right? Notice that now I have 1 plus 1 plus 5, 6. So my final answer is 2 and 6, 5. Okay, I'll change my ink to red now, and I'm going to show you a shortcut. The way I just demonstrated was the way for you to understand why we can rewrite improper fraction in that way. Now, the easiest, more mechanical way of writing it is simply use 17 divided by 6. We know 17 divided by 6 is about, 3 doesn't go into it because I need 18. So I know that the largest whole number to go into 17 is 2. And 2 times 6 is 12. And then I simply use 17 minus 12 to give me the remainder. So that should give me the same answer here. Okay, so again, the red ink is the mechanical way of calculating or converting improper fraction into a mixed number. And the purple ink is the analysis, it's rewriting 17, and then you split the fraction into different smaller fractions, into ones to help you. So now let's see it the other way around. Now we have a mixed number. How do we write it into improper fraction? Now, one way to write it is, remember 7 can be, I can do, because the denominator is 5, so I have to use 5. Whoops, sorry, purple. I can write this 5 over 5 7 times. That will give me 7, right? 5 over 5, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have exactly 7, and I have 2 over 5. Oops, sorry, that's 5. Now if I add them together, I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. So that's 5 times 7 is 35. 35 plus 2 gives me 37. It's 37 over 5 is my final answer. Now again, because of that, notice that the shortcut is you use 5 multiplied by 7. That will give me 35. And then this is a multiply, this is an addition. So I have 35 now plus 2. 37 over 5. The red ink is much more mechanical, but if you don't remember this, just remember you can rewrite the 7 into 5 over 5 7 times, and then do your addition. Okay? So there's some, at this point I suggest that you pause the video and start with your packet for the 2 pages that practices how to convert mixed numbers and improper fractions.